Hello, everybody. I'm late, I know, but I had to work today and I couldn't get this done. We had visitors and there was just a lot going on today, but I am here and we're going to have a little chitty chat about Chantal's little friend. Her friend's got some drama going and Foodie is completely invested in this friend's problem. They must spend hours and hours and hours on the phone just going over every minute detail of the drama that was unfolding between her little friend and her little friend's boyfriend. And we're going to sit down and we're going to have a listen to Chantal dig a small hole into a very big hole, doing not very much to convince us that this is not a story about her and Salah or a completely made-up scenario, which makes her look just as pathetic. But anyway, let's see what she has to say on the very important update that nobody wanted.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video.
Now, I don't mind this makeup on her at all. I don't mind the colour of this lipstick. I wish she would stop putting white on her eyelids. It's just very aging. It's outdated. It doesn't look good. And I'd really like it if she just filled in her eyebrows a little bit more. Just not to make them super dark, but it would just frame her face a lot better. But I don't hate this makeup. It's a lot for just sitting at home in your lounge room, but that's fine. If you want to get dressed up and put on some lippy, you do it. But how are these filters, guys? I mean, her face looks smoother than a baby's bum. And it's very much in contrast to what we saw in the GoPro when she was walking around to go and get her Halloween collection. So, yeah, she's maxing those smoothing filters out. But, yeah, she doesn't look too bad. Hijab, let's look for fluff and pills. No, hijab looks relatively clean. She's got an undercap on this time. I did notice in one of her lives just recently, I think it was yesterday, you could actually see on her hairline at the very top of her head when she was sitting outside, you could see her little hairs, little teeny tiny baby hairs coming through the front. But yeah, she's not looking awful today. I'd really just wish that she would, stop hiding behind the filters. But anyway, let's hear what the very important news is.
This video is going to be an update video. I'm going to update you on my cat, Julia, and I'm also going to update you on my friend, whom I talked about her situation in a live stream. For those of you who aren't aware, she gave me full permission to...
Can we just talk about how weird this story is to start with? She was having a chat with her friend, and her friend said, yeah, Chantal, totally cool. Ask your beezers. What would your beezers do? Because as an adult, I can't possibly make any rational or reasonable decisions on my own. And your really expert advice on cheating is not enough. Talk to your beezers about it. That's not invasion of my privacy at all. Go ahead. It's so fucking weird. And the other thing that's really weird is she's giving us an update. Like we're so emotionally attached to this friend now. I think the reason that she's doing, and everybody knows the reason why she's doing this update, is to close the story off so we don't talk about it anymore. The friends decided to stay with the boyfriend, Salah and Chantal, and to make it seem like she's had another in-depth conversation with this invisible friend about this whole situation, to make it seem more realistic. Because this is not a totally made-up story by any measure at all. It's real. I really have a friend who really has a boyfriend that I can totally go and hang out with, and we get together and we have girly gossip sessions. Absolutely do. This whole thing is completely true. The only reason she's doing it is because she needs to wrap it up in a neat little bow so we never ever talk about it again. Because she couldn't hold her shit together and not talk shit on Salah or make up a story to get views. I still can't decide which one I think it is. But it's funny. She should have saved this for December, though, and dragged the entire way out. She would have got more views that way and more money in December.
Ask the Beezers, ask my audience, their opinion on a situation involving her and her boyfriend and suspected infidelity.
That's so weird.
And
it's so weird. Why would you care?
Want.
Why would you care what a bunch of randos on your friend's channel thinks about the situation? You wouldn't give a shit.
Otherwise, I'll just update you guys on that. And then I'm going to be done with it because, you know, she doesn't want me to talk about it anymore. Her boyfriend doesn't want me to talk about it.
But her boyfriend and the friend have said, but you can give them one last update. But after that, no more. We're done. We're done with you talking about our problems online. That's a bit too much. One more update and then it's done. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Anymore. I don't want to talk about it anymore either. I just want to move on, respect her privacy. So I'll start with Julia. So
respect her privacy. What the fuck? Her privacy's not being broken. We're not asking for names. We're not asking for full details. We are all totally, completely convinced that this is you and Sala, or just absolutely fictional in every single way it could possibly be fictional. Just going to fast forward the Julia stuff because nothing we say gets through to her. So no matter how mad we get, how much good advice we get, how many times you show us statistics, facts, figures about spaying your cat, how her going in heat, it's not painless, it's not just her meowing out of annoyance. No matter how much we say that, she does not care. So I'm just not in, I get too angry and I get too worked up. So I'm just fast forwarding all the Julia bullshit because it's just bullshit at this stage. She should know better and she should have got the cat spayed the first week she got back from Thailand. It's fucking completely incomprehensible why she didn't. No reason not to go and get it done.
So it's very important to say that my friend and I are very similar in a lot of ways. We have a lot of similar situations, and that's how we ended up bonding over the last year. And I know people think I don't have friends. I do have friends. I don't ever talk about them online. The most recent one I hung out with, she wanted me to post a picture of us.
But can you really say you're friends with somebody after meeting with them just once? And just because you've taken a photo with them, that doesn't mean they're your friend. That just means it's somebody you've met and you had a great time. It doesn't make you a friend. You don't know. She could be a complete nut job. She could be untrustworthy. She could be after Sala. I doubt it. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't know her well enough. She gives a really good first impression according to Chantal, but you don't know what her actual real character's like.
Together because, you know, she hates people saying, she hates seeing people say, you know, oh, she's not meeting anyone, she doesn't have any friends, that kind of thing. So she's like, you know what, I want you.
So did you sit down in that 1 hour conversation with her and just unload all the bullshit in your life? Did you sit there and just whinge and whine about how I'm bullied on the YouTubes? People say I'm ugly. People say I'm fat. People say I'm mean. People say I'm racist. People say I'm a cat abuser. People just don't like me and I don't know why. They say I have no friends. Did you unload that on that poor woman during your first meeting, or did you unload all that bullshit on your second meeting? Because, oh my God, no. If I were her, I'd be starting to think a lot of people don't like this woman. Why? And I would start going and doing some, excuse me, buddy, doing some investigating on you, wondering why you are so loathed by hundreds of thousands of people on the internet. It would make me very curious if that were true.
Post this, so I did, but of course with her face blurred out because people are nuts. Like, do you blame me? Do you think I'm gonna come on here and be like, oh yeah, I talked to this friend?
People are nuts, Chantal. People are nuts. The other thing is, you lie about pretty much everything. She could have been a random stranger that you've just pulled over and taken a photo with because she looked nice. She could be an MLM. She could be a business contact. She could have been the waitress. You lie about everything. That's why people have a propensity to pick apart your stories and look for the evidence, because you lie about the smallest, most innocuous, ridiculous, stupid things. If you told me that color of lipstick that you're wearing was called Sunset Rose, I would doubt that that's the actual name of that, because you would, for some reason, I feel like you would lie about that just so other bitches couldn't find it to buy it themselves. You know what I mean? You are a pathological liar. That's why people dig, because we can't trust anything you say. That's why. But you're right. People are crazy.
They would be doxxed instantly. Like what they did with my new friend, they literally picked apart everything she was wearing and tried to match where she got it from.
That's because what she was wearing was hella cute. She looked good. She had a classic animal print with black fitted jeans, cute little heels, hair was done, trim. She had a trim little waist, the belt. She looked expensive. Looked expensive in Temu clothes. But she looked expensive. She looked good. That's why people were like, look at this lady. Who is this woman? We need to know. And what's she doing hanging out with Chantal? That's more of the question.
Like, all right, I'm sorry, but and they did this on the farms. I'm like, I'm sorry, but why are you picking on someone for shopping at like?
But the farms aren't reactors unless
Temu, Shein, wherever you suspect they shop from. When, let's face it, you're not shopping at Versace. Successful people don't sit on cute.
Yeah, but Versace's not. It's the fact that Temu uses slave labor. That's the problem. Versace, we don't know who makes them. I'm hoping that they've got ethical manufacturing practices. But there's a big jump and there's a lot of grey area between Temu using slave labor and children and Versace. There's Big W, there's Kmart, there's Target, there's all the brands in between. How do you jump from Temu to Versace? Fuck's sake.
Farms all day and pick apart other people, okay? It doesn't happen.
Rich people can go on the Kiwi farms. Rich people like the tea.
Anyway, moving on from that. I digress. So basically, this person I was talking to, so anyway, she ended up, you know, the dust settled. They made up and basically they talked and she got more information out of him, of course. So here's the thing. Your mentality whenever you've had an incident of infidelity in your relationship, her to her.
When you say your, do you mean yours? Because I've not had that with my relationship. We've not had infidelity between either of us. Me, I've never done it. He's never done it. So when you say in general, the mentality is, are you talking about your specific experience? Because I know you've experienced it from both sides. You've been a cheater and you've been cheated on by Salah. So you know how the emotions run on both sides. But when you say what the mentality is, that's your mentality, not ours. You don't know how other people are going to react and respond when infidelity happens to them. You can only speak from your own experience, right?
Boyfriend was, he never cheated in person, but he was talking to someone online or something like
Salah.
That. Anyway, so when that happens to you in a relationship, any situation that you encounter involving any female, the immediate
that's not true. That's not true. You are crazy. You are crazy. Sometimes the first time they dump his ass, they don't hang around. You're assuming that she stayed. Sometimes online infidelity is enough to break up a relationship because it's not worth it. Trust is broken. You stuck with Salah, so this is how you think. You are a jealous biatch. And he's not trustworthy. Hence why you would be defensive. And every tiny little female thing that comes his way, you are up in arms. It's because you're insecure and you know that he cheats. And you know he's a liar. That's the part. He lied to you so easily the first time. Why wouldn't you think he's lying this time?
Suspicious and to think the worst. So she told me that, you know, her boyfriend found out about her coming on.
So isn't that terrible that these two besties, bestie one and bestie two, Chantal and Chantal's friend, they've both got boyfriends that cheated on them online. Cheated on them online. They probably bonded over the infidelity. They became friends because she said they've become friends over the last year. And it was nearly almost a year ago, the 28th of this month, that Salah cheated on Chantal. So she's become friends with this woman just after Salah cheated or just before Salah cheated. So this woman would be all up to date with what Salah did. We need to find this friend, guys. We need to find this friend because Chantal would have vented all of it to this miraculous person.
And confiding in strangers on the internet, which is, you know, I told her, we appreciate the Beezers, we appreciate the audience for giving their side. Sometimes it's nice to just see if other people, you know, have gone through similar things. Lots of opinions sometimes helps, but it's never a good idea to bring your personal life to the internet, especially for relationships. And
which Chantal's done in a very veiled way. It's not me, it's my friend. This is what my friend has gone through, but it's definitely not me, because she can't be seen to be bringing her personal stuff to the internet because Sala doesn't like that stuff, but she can veil it as like a hypothetical, or it's somebody else, guys. It's totally not me. And you know she wants to spill a guts. You know she wants to drag his ass all the way back to Canada. But she can't, because that's a deal breaker for him. Don't talk about me. Don't slag me off online, because I will not have that. That's the final straw. Because this woman, you know how, we remember how she used to talk about Nada. She would just go on and on and on and drag him to filth, deservedly so. But she would drag him so hard. You imagine how hard it is for her not to say anything anytime they have a big fight. That's probably why she eats her way. She eats her way through the anger.
So I told her that's, I wouldn't do that anymore, And so after the dust settled, basically she said, the boyfriend was mad that, he didn't get to voice his side, not opinion, but his side. So I'm going to do that a bit here for him and for her.
Did you talk to him, did you? Did you talk to him? Or is this what Sala's told you? Now that Sala's sat down and gaslighted the shit out of you, you're now going to soften the story to make it seem reasonable from his perspective, because Sala's had a chance to gaslight the shit out of her now. So it's going to seem reasonable. He's a reasonable guy, and it's going to seem like the girlfriend's unreasonable, and this is why I responded this way, because you're crazy and I'm just doing my very best to be your boyfriend after I cheated on you the first time, and I'm doing better and you're just insecure. I bet this is some of the conversation. Like, she's nuts and just jealous.
At her request also. Basically, he was very taken aback by her outrage. Like, they were talking 1 minute about plans, they were joking, laughing, and the next minute she was like angry, like almost like throwing things and just screaming and not giving him a chance. He became immediately defensive because...
But how did she know it was a female? Because she said it was WhatsApp, the messages. It was a chick with big boobs. You don't get pictures from a WhatsApp notification. It says WhatsApp. It's got the green that has got the person's name, and then that's it. You don't see a picture. So she saw a female's name. So this is where Chantal's failure to tell a good story works to our benefit, because she's so bad at the subterfuge. She's so bad at this.
She's a very, very suspicious and paranoid person. And he feels...
You are paranoid. Oh my God, it's so obvious that she's talking about herself. She's naturally suspicious and paranoid. Why? Because he cheats.
Suffocated by that sometimes, because she doesn't, the trust it's being rebuilt, let's just say. And I get that too. I get that feeling where you're like always, wondering and always tracking and stuff like that. So his response was immediately defensive. Like, I'm not showing you anything. You don't deserve to see it. The way you're screaming at me, and, I don't want to feel like I'm in jail and blah, blah, blah. So, that was the...
See, I find that really bizarre, because if you've been a cheater and you want to stick with your partner that you've cheated on, you would be like, you've got my passwords, you can go on my phone whenever you want. If that's like the conversation that we've had. And Chantal's had this conversation with us. She goes, I know all these passwords and I'm allowed to get into his phone, and I see everything. I know exactly what he's doing. So maybe that's not true at all. Maybe he's like, look, it's been nearly a year. You've got to get over it. My phone's my phone. You're just crazy. Maybe that's changed now. Maybe she doesn't get to look in his phone anymore, because he feels like it's time for her to just get over it. Get over it, Chantal. Just get over it. He cheated. it's done with now. He's completely 100% faithful. But your friend's scenario, that's shameful, isn't it? He sounds like a bit of a dick, this friend.
Another thing is also he was worried to show her the conversation because he didn't think that she would understand the situation because she... That right there is the biggest load of gas-lighting shit. That is the most manipulative, disgusting maneuver that he could probably do. You would overreact. You wouldn't understand it. That's mentally putting her down and making her seem emotionally irrational. Maybe she'll see it for exactly what it is. Maybe she will see you flirting with somebody. Maybe she's caught you not being faithful again. But that is like, I didn't want to show you because I didn't want to upset you. So why would I get upset? If it's a completely normal, everyday conversation, why would that upset me? What could she have possibly said that I could misconstrue? I can understand two adult human beings talking to. I can understand conversations. Unless there's something that you've taken a photo of and shared with her and you're flirting, then I could perhaps take it within context and see that you are seeing where something might go and using that kind of energy with another woman. That would be not okay. I'm intelligent enough to understand what a normal average human conversation would be. I'm rational enough to date, but I'm too irrational to understand conversations between two adults that are completely innocent. Okay, sounds weird. Has overreacted before, and that, I said that's, you have to understand that that's a normal response, and you have to have patience with situations like this, especially if there was a breach of trust in the past. So I think what
I find really weird is that Chantal said yesterday that she Googled. I went Googling for her about infidelity. I'm like, why would you need to Google? You're a fucking expert. You've been cheated on. She reckoned Nat had cheated on her. She's had another woman come in and scoop her mans away. Sala's cheated at least 3 times now. She's been a cheater. She cheated multiple times on BB. She's all up in Cheater's grill. Why would she need to Google? Why would she need to go fact find about a subject that she's been in multiple times from both sides of the pancake? She knows what that pancake tastes like by now. Googling nothing, love. You know all about it.
He understands that, and it's a lot to understand that, just so in case you were wondering.
Nobody cares what Sala thinks.
So
Sala,
it turned out that finally she just said, like, if you want to really regain my trust, give me those passwords, and so he did. He gave her the phone password. He gave her Instagram password, TikTok, all that. But that's, that's not a fail-proof thing. That's the horrible thing about lack of trust. There's always, if somebody really wants to cheat or really wants to be...
Chantal, look, there's just so many ways that Sala's going to cheat. He can have another phone. Take one phone with him, leave it at his buddy's house, say he's playing cards... Take a snapshot of his hand at the time, send it to you, and then fuck off and do whatever he wants to do with whoever he wants. Whoever's willing to take his mangled penis, right? Even AirTags you can get around, because you put an AirTag on his keys, he'll just leave his keys somewhere and just walk or get a buddy to drive him where he needs to go to get his dick wet. Unless you are implanting something into his tooth or up his nasal passage, total recall style, you will never, ever 100% be able to trust Sala because he is a cheat. He lied and he cheated and he's done it again. So how are you going to track this man? If he's out of your eyesight and he's away in the car, he could be doing anything with anyone at any time. You will never, ever know 100%. And she knows. I think she knows, and that's probably what gets her so mad, is that she knows he's cheating, but she just cannot prove it. Like, she can't prove it. She hasn't found it yet. She's looking. She's 100% looking, but she hasn't found it yet.
Not faithful. There's always a way. But at least it's a step. And the most important thing in my mind was that he proved that who this woman was in the end. And well, he did delete the conversation. And
why would he need to delete an innocent conversation? You cannot find context where it does not exist. If there is nothing even remotely sexual or flirtatious or out of order in that conversation other than, do you still have ABCD product? Why, yes, we are making ABCD product. Oh, that's fantastic. I would like to purchase ABCD product. How much are the units? Oh, they are blah, blah, blah price. Fantastic. I will buy 3 boxes of your ABCD product. Please invoice our business manager if you could. Excellent. Nice doing business with you. Now, if you were a customer and you're a professional with that person, that's how the conversation would go. It wouldn't be like, show us your tits. Your tits are nice. Your tits are nicer than my girlfriend's. Oh, really? Do you think so? Am I more pretty than your girlfriend too? Oh, yeah, my girlfriend looks like the back end of a dead rhino. That would be out of context conversation. You know what I mean? If it's a customer-professional relationship, it would be a very clear-cut convo. If it was something more flirtatious, there would be flirtatious language. There's no way really to take that out of context. You look so hot today. Oh, thanks. I am feeling good and looking good. Thank you for noticing. That's flirting.
The conversation, he was able to find a picture of her and her husband. Apparently this woman is married, and apparently
Salah's married and he cheated. You're in a long-term relationship with BB. You cheated. Being married doesn't stop people from cheating. Clearly, just ask Salah.
He was also defending that she wasn't showing her cleavage. This woman was wearing like a more tight-fitting, snug-fitting t-shirt. It wasn't like super modest, but it wasn't super.
It was big boobs, guys. Big boobs. Chantal said it was a big boob lady. Pretty with big boobs.
Revealing.
Oh my God, boobs is equivalent to infidelity. If you've got big boobs out there, how do you keep yourself contained from not just going out and just boning everybody? Because big boobs is slutty. Even if it's covered up, it's considered slutty. This is what Chantal thinks. If you're pretty and you got big boobs, you're obviously slutting around. Okay.
I think my friend was just initially like, oh my gosh, she's a prostitute or something like.
Yeah, because prostitutes are the only ones who have big boobs and wear fitted shirts. That's so hoary. That's something Chantal is so insecure about. Every single woman. Every single woman wants her man, girl. We all want that sloppy, worm, lizard-lipped lunatic with the werewolf hairline and the droopy boobs and mangled meat. We all want a piece of that.
I don't know what her thought was. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Like, well, she said something meaner, but that was the initial
Oh, she probably said whore or slut, because that's something that Chantal would say. Oh my God, she's pretty, such a slut. Oh my God, she's a home-wrecking whore.
She was some kind of sex worker or something, and nothing wrong with that. That's what you are. I'm just saying that's what, the initial.
Unless that picture was a woman in a tight shirt with a C-O-C-K in her mouth, why would you naturally assume she is a prostitute?
Thought was, I don't know.
And Chantal, as a former sex worker yourself, I would have hoped that you would have corrected her on that. Nothing wrong with a bit of sex work. I mean, your OnlyFans, highly successful. I mean, you had many sexual photo shoots. And you almost had that one young 19-year-old Turkish man that was going to make some of that sexy time movie magic with you. I think you would have advocated on behalf of fellow sex workers. Put a little bit of respect on the profession, Chantal.
Apparently this woman and her husband were former customers of her boyfriend. This boyfriend has had the same WhatsApp number for over 8 years. It's a business number, and he's worked in sales for a long time. And he has a lot of customers that would reach out to him and buy stuff from him. So yeah, I guess, you know, males and females. He even showed her like another female customer that she didn't really know about, but it was like an older woman. And so yeah, so this woman anyways was married, and he proved that. He proved like her name on the WhatsApp. He matched it up to some sales records he had. You know, thank goodness that saved the day. And it's just all fell into place once, like I said, the dust settled and she wasn't as paranoid, and she started to like actually listen, because like she wasn't listening. She was just like attacking, and he became...
Oh my God, that sounds like Chantal. I can see why these two people, Chantal and Chantal's friends, have bonded. They have very, very, very similar personalities. Remember how Chantal reacted when she found out about Sala's online infidelity with Kybella? She's like, I don't even know why I'm wearing a hijab. I don't even believe in God anymore. I gave away my cats for you. I'm going to fart online. And she was going off. She actually insulted this man. You're not a man. Maybe I'll divorce you and marry a real man. She was nasty. She was not having any of it. Sounds like this friend, when she found out about the infidelity, she was very mad too. Inconsolably mad, if you would call it that, perhaps. I can see why Chantal and her friend are so close.
Very defensive about that. But I said, you know, it's still sus a little bit. Like, what made it sus was the deleting everything at first, you know?
Uh-huh.
And
that is very suspicious.
So I don't know. But his defense to that was that she wouldn't have understood. She would have, you know, just thought the worst anyways. So
that is very, very presumptive of him. And if she's so nuts and she's so crazy and she's so insecure, why would she be, and after you've cheated on her and you can't build the trust back, why would you want to be with somebody that is just so paranoid all the time and always tracking you and always checking and always up your ass about where have you been, who's that, what's her name, show me the invoices? Wouldn't it just be exhausting to be with somebody who's just that far up your colon? Wouldn't you want a little bit of freedom to be the slutty boyfriend that you are with somebody new who doesn't know that you're a slutty boyfriend, and you can at least get a couple of months of just fucking around whilst having a main girlfriend before she figures out you're a piece of trash? God forbid that she'd be someone stupid like Chantal and marry like someone after 30 days without getting to know them and find out that they are a cheating, backstabbing liar. That would not be the thing to do. I think he should just dump this woman, get a new girlfriend, cheat on her and start the scenario all over again. Have your cake and eat it too. That's what I say.
I guess, you know, if you see a woman messaging your man on WhatsApp and saying, hi, how are you, or whatever, you know, you're going to think the worst. And
no. My husband plays computer games with people. He plays a war game thing where he builds up, and there are women that play on that. He messages groups, individuals. He talks to female friends that he grew up with. He's on Facebook with people. I don't know any of their names. I've never asked to see a single message. I don't give a shit. He goes and meets female friends that he knows from when he was young. Goes out for a cup of coffee, comes home. Maybe 2 or 3 times a year. I believe that he is going and seeing just a friend, because that's just the type of person he is. He's never, ever given me a reason to not believe what he's doing is exactly what he's doing. And if he has lied, then he's lied. And he's very good at it. But I know what he is like. He's not the type of person to stick around and cheat. He's the kind of person that would just unceremoniously dump your ass, not care about your feelings about it, and just go and do what he wants. Because I'm exactly the fucking same. That's why I believe him, because I know that if he didn't want to be with me anymore, he would just dump me. And I would move out, or he would move out. We would just split. Because that's just how cut and dry we are. No, I don't think messages from women are weird. Because people are adults. Adults can speak to each other. Unless you've got a crazy ass bitch wife that just doesn't trust you because you've already cheated. it's only weird if you know that your husband is in fact a cheat because you've cheated him before. And it makes you crazy because you just never can believe it because he's such a good liar. He lied so good the first time. Why wouldn't he lie so good the second and third and fourth?
You know, any explanation is going to seem like an excuse if you don't trust, right? So,
yeah.
So, to save the headache, he deleted it, but then he ended up explaining and showing her that proof.
Oh, gaslighting number 2. I got rid of it, you know, I didn't want the headache of you finding it and taking it the wrong way and getting upset at me. I was just trying to do us both a favor by deleting it so then you wouldn't get yourself so worked up. Well, you're just being paranoid. It was nothing. Well, I'd know it's nothing if I'd had a chance to read the nothing message. But you and your guilty lying ass deleted it. So now I've got nothing to read. Mwah.
Needed once everyone calmed down and they were not as angry anymore. So that's the update on that. Things are okay with them now.
Oh, I'm so relieved. So relieved. We're all so relieved that Chantal's little friend in Kuwait has patched everything up with her real, very, very real boyfriend. And they're very back on track together. You know, I was highly invested in this friend. I was really concerned about the relationship. I was at the point where I thought, oh no, they're going to break up and that'll be sad. Chantal will have to take some time off the internet because she's very, 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 very highly involved in this friend's life because she knows a lot of the deets. Clearly spends a lot of time speaking to this friend on the phone. That she would probably have to go off, help this lady move, support her, help her move into her new apartment, or, you know, find a new boyfriend, or just be there on the other end of the phone when this woman wants to cry into her ear, you know? I was really, really, really worried about this very real relationship's outcome. I'm sure we all were 100% invested.
And they don't want me to talk about it anymore online because they're worried about being doxxed, even if nobody knows their names.
How could they be doxxed when they don't actually exist? We don't know first names, don't know last names, we don't know anything about them. How would they get doxxed? It's a hypothetical. I'd be like, I got a hypothetical. My friend who lives in a house with another person, they share a house, are having problems. And the problem is A, B, and C, and D. How is that going to dox somebody? How is that going to dox somebody? It's hypothetical. There's no specific information. That's ridiculous. You don't want to talk about it anymore and framing it that the friends don't want to be talked about anymore. It's because you need to wrap this up in a bow because you don't want to have people speculating that Sola's cheated on you once again.
Who knows? People find things out very easily online. People with a lot of time and nothing better to do and a lot of...
Yeah, but not from no information. All we know is that it's friend. Friend. Put in Google search friend. Nah, nothing specific. Quadrillion results found.
In their hearts. So, that's the story on that, believe it or not.
Don't believe it.
Happened. And so they're giving it, you know, they've made up. It's fine. But
why is she so fucking invested in this story? Why does she think we're so invested in this story? Does anybody give a shit about Chantal's friend? Does anybody? No. We all read between the lines. But she had to make a video about something today, didn't she? Had to make a video. Had to make an 8-minute plus video about this.
She wants to thank everyone for listening.
Oh my God.
And she is, she said her boyfriend, you know, assured her he would never hurt her. Other than the one in...
But that's something Salah said to you as well, and he lied. He hurt you with the Kybella thing. We saw you. People lie.
Incident. He's never ever cheated in person. It's just, like I said, a quick, like, on...
Cheating is cheating. It doesn't matter if they put their dick up inside another person. Cheating is cheating. It's being unfaithful. Unfaithful is the part. It hurts just the same.
Line thing wasn't emotional, but yeah, it still was an infidelity. Like, I'm not excusing it. You know, it still was hurtful. And yeah, it was somebody she knew too. And you just be careful. Like, ladies, you never know. Like,
so if you bonded over the infidelity, do you know, does she know about Sala's infidelity with Kai Bella and his proclivity to want to shit on people and bash women and step on them and make them lick toilets, and he wanted him to walk them like a dog? Does this friend know all these things about Sala, or did you skip those parts and just say that, oh, he cheated with one of my beezers and that's so embarrassing? But you seem to know all the details about their relationship. But does she know all the details about Sala's infidelity and what came out in the text messages and the DMs with the person? Or did you curate that out of the conversation to make Kai Bella seem like the slutty one and him just the poor put upon husband who was just taken for a ride? You know, oh, it was all Kai Bella's fault. No, I bet you didn't tell her.
Who you can trust in life, I'm telling you. Some people are snakes. So,
aren't they just, Chantal?
But that's okay.
Some people
you can always
are
take out the trash. I have like so much lint all over me. I hate wearing this kind of black. This is the Canada shirt.
Yeah, we know.
It's like actually kind of cold in here right now. So anyway, that's the story with that. There's nothing really more left to say. Letting her work that out. It's with, you know, with her boyfriend or whatever. And I guess it makes sense, you know, that there would be a variety of people messaging on a business number, but I think maybe, you know, he should have been forthcoming with her that he has female clients, customers, and he withheld that from her because...
Why wouldn't she just naturally assume what women don't buy stuff? Women are not allowed to run businesses. That's not true because they are. Why wouldn't you just naturally assume that there are going to be women customers? That would just be a given. That is so ridiculous. How absolutely insecure is this person? Totally Chantal. But how insecure are you? It's like, you never told me you had female customers. It's like, what? I work at McDonald's. Of course I have female customers. He runs a perfume company. Of course he's going to have, like... Oh, it's so stupid. It's just ridiculous. It's a ridiculous. Stop digging. Put the shovel down, Chantal. Put it down. You don't have the cardio for digging.
He knew it was nothing, but at the same time, for her, it would be everything. So he didn't want to tell her about something so innocent. He says not because it's something bad, but it's because she's going to blow it out of proportion and think it's bad.
Oh, gaslighting. Gaslighting. That's gaslighting. She's been gaslight up the hole. That is oh my God. I'm not going to tell you about the suspicious thing I'm doing because you're going to blow it out of proportion. No, you're going to get mad because it's exactly in proportion, and you have every right to be mad because I'm doing something shady. That's what I'm hearing.
So, whatever. So, I guess that's it. Yeah, that's the update. And I thank you guys for listening. And again,
she should have called this one, I got gaslighted and only got this t-shirt. Sala did a number on her. Oh my God. No wonder she forgave him in an hour the first time he cheated in Canada. I wonder how many minutes it took for him to explain this away to her the other day. Was it minutes or seconds before she was like, I totally believe you. I totally believe you. He wasn't doing anything. sometimes I like the bit, if you have to ask the question, you already know the answer. She already knows the answer to this stupid question, and he's just gaslit and told her all bunch of shit that her ego, of course her ego is going to believe the lies. And she knows she's impulsive. She knows she's overreactionary. She knows she's histrionic. So, of course, she's going to be like, yeah, well, maybe I do blow it out of proportion. It's not like you have a history of cheating on me already in this exact same way before. But, yeah, I do tend to blow things completely out of proportion. So he's using her own mental illness and personality flaws to make his argument that she is a histrionic nutbag to his advantage. Well done, Salah.
That's the end of the chapter for that, unless I have another friend who wants to, I don't have a lot of friends.
We know.
That, especially not that I hang out with. I have some good friends that I talk to, and I guess I could hang out with them at some point if I wanted to, but I mean...
She literally said the other day when she met the perfect woman in the leopard print shirt, the animal print shirt, it would be nice to have friends, at least one good one. Where were these friends when you were having that conversation? You said, oh, at least one good friend. You even said you don't have friends. And, she must be real cut that people were like, oh, Chantal has no friends. You're the one who said it first. And it's clear that you don't have a lot of friends because you are constantly bringing the most mundane... Your live streams show us that you don't have friends because you talk about the most mundane, boring bullshit that you would sit down and talk about with your bestie. You'd sit down on an afternoon, have a cup of tea, have a fizzy drink, and you would just shoot the shit for a couple of hours and get all that muck out of your system because your bestie wants to hear every last bit of it. She wants to know about that packet of chips you had at 4 a.m. and counsel you that that's probably not a good idea with your diabetes, my friend. Here are some nice healthy recipes that I've looked up for you and I'll text them to you. Or you can sit down and talk to her all about the shit that Salah does. And you can talk to her about your health stuff and your family problems and all the YouTube stuff. But you don't. You just come online and bitch and rage and eat and make up stories about Salah and be like, that's my friend, and take pictures of people and cut them out with weird emojis just to make it appear like you're popular. We know you don't have friends, Chantal. You've said it yourself many a times. Why can't you just be like, I prefer my own company? That's what you should be saying.
I find like a lot of people just really like to just talk online with each other, or like over WhatsApp or whatever. So... yeah, I guess that's it. So, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you in the future.
Okay, great. Probably, well, not if you keep eating the way you're eating, you won't. But anyway, that was Chantal's totally real, believable, true, factual, in-depth discussion about her mystery friend and her mystery friend's boyfriend, who are totally not breaking up, even though this is probably the second time he cheated. Yep. I'm convinced now, guys. I am 100% convinced that Chantal has a friend and this scenario happened to said friend. I'm not of the opinion anymore that this is Chantal just making shit up, or Chantal for views. It's for views and for drama. Or Salah's totally cheated on her. I don't believe either of those things anymore. I think she's got an actual legit friend. Now, if you want to tell me what you think of this situation, give me a like and put a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Straight after this video, hit the button. And I will see you in my very next video. Bye.